This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
audio. There we go. All right, y'all tell me if it's actually working now or not. All right, there we go. Finally got it going here, folks. I don't know what was going on. For some reason, OBS had my mic disconnected, but we are back going. Let me make sure I got sound on my iRacing here. Yes, we do. Let me know if you guys could hear the cars. A little bit too loud. I could turn it down just a little bit. Let me know if that's any better. Like I said, for some reason, OBS had my microphone turned off. It disconnected. Looks like the sound is coming through just fine. Let me know. Audio, hello. There we go. Perfect. Well, guys, welcome to MaxspeedTV special edition tonight. It is the Ronnie Weedon Memorial Race. And I do not have the image here, but let me grab that real quick, folks, while we are waiting. There we go. The Ronnie Weedon Memorial Race, annual we do every year, sponsored by Mr. 00 Rob Connor. I'm sorry. Kind of been a long day for me. Been working out in the heat and stuff here, but yeah, it's one of those nights. But the Ronnie Weedon Memorial Race, for those that don't know, Ronnie Weedon is a Iowa Hall of Fame race car driver in the tri-state area of Iowa, Illinois. 500 career wins on dirt track, which is unheard of. But we are honored and privileged to call this race tonight. Welcome everybody out there in chat and tuning in tonight. Do appreciate everybody coming in tonight for this special race. Got a few people out there talking it up in chat, but we're going to jump right into it. We got about a minute left of practice. We're going to go ahead and get into our points. Standing right now, Anthony English has been dominant so far. All four races that we've had, he has won. He is up in that first place spot, 192 points. Adam Kilday in second with 162, 30 behind Anthony. Paul Servant moving up to third at 152 points, 40 behind Anthony and 10 behind Adam. Rick Seabrands in fourth right now at 150, 42 behind the leader and 2 behind Paul. Cole Spalding moving up to fifth at 135, 57 behind the leader, 15 behind Rick. Mark Mann in sixth, down a couple spots from his provisional last week. He was on vacation, so good to have Mark back out there tonight racing with everybody. 130 points, 62 behind the leader and 5 behind Cole. David Overstreet up to 7th at 125 points, 67 behind the leader and 5 behind Anthony. Dusty Burkhart in 8th right now at 124, 68 behind the leader and 1 behind David. Now we got a tie for 9th here with Alex Green and Hunter Reynolds, 123 points, 69 behind the leader, and they are 1 behind Dusty. Jimmy Reynolds right now in at 10th at 121 points, 71 behind the leader, 2 behind Alex and Hunter. Bubba Whittingham in 11th at 118 points, 73 behind the leader, 2 behind Jim Duda in 12th right now at 103 points, 89 behind the leader and 16 behind Bubba. Got a tie for 13th with Rob Connors and Christopher Jordan. Chris Jordan at 95 points, 97 behind the leader and 8 behind Jim. Les Levy, our big mover of the week, up to 14th. Up 13 spots, 92 points, 100 behind the leader, and 3 behind Rob and Chris. Then we have a tie for 15th between Bob Fitzgerald and Sean Stevens at 91 points. 101 behind the leader and 1 behind Les. Jason Kinzer in 16th right now at 90 points, 102 behind the leader and 1 behind Bob and Sean. Sean Frazier in 17th right now, 88 points. 104 behind the leader and 2 behind Jason Kinzer. Russ Hancock in 18th at 86 points, 106 behind the leader and 2 behind Sean. In 19th is Mr. Lynn McNeese at 85 points, 107 behind the leader and 1 behind Russ. Dana Osborne rounding out the top 20 right now at 84 points, 108 behind the leader and 1 behind Lynn. Well, these guys are coming out to qualify. They get 1 qualified lap, 2 fast repairs, 2 GWCs. We're going to go ahead and get our pre-race analytics pulled up. 7-mile-an-hour wind, 73-degree air temperature, 97-degree track temperature. So it's going to be a nice out there on the track for these guys. 80 laps, 212 miles, unlimited tires, 50% fuel, 55-mile-an-hour pit speed, at about 75 mile an hour pace speed. We're going to go ahead and get our qual times up right now as Anthony English out on the track, as well as Jim Duda, Les Leby, Russ Hancock, Jared Duda. Was at the end of pit road. There he is, going to make his way out onto the track. Got to welcome Mr. Rick Sanchez to CFM Speedway Monkeys. Glad to have Rick out here racing with the guys. Chris Jordan right now out on the track as well. Bob Fitzgerald, Jimmy Reynolds, Paul Servant, James Mayer, Dusty Burkhart. Of course, we got Anthony English, Stephen Luttrell, Andy Brigante, and Mike Edgerton out on the track as well. I didn't see Rob in the lineup tonight, but big special shout out to Rob Connor, sponsoring tonight's race. Now, I know we did this last season, and it was, I believe, the man that pretty much raised Rob. Big influence in Rob's life, and of course unexpectedly lost Mr. Ronnie Weedon, but a big huge loss to the racing community as well. I'm looking through Discord to see if Rob is out there, but I do not see him in Discord, so let's see. Bubba Whittingham is out on qualify. Bob Fitzgerald was in the top spot. Paul Servant came out with the 52.063. Try to look at chat here, go through. But Andy Brigante currently in P2. Jimmy Reynolds just knocked out of 3rd by Rick Sanchez. Bob Fitzgerald does have his laps in. And looks like Bubba Whittingham will be coming in here just shortly. About a minute, a little under a minute, or a little over a minute left of qualifying. And I'm kind of looking to see if he's just getting some extra practice laps in under the caution or under the qualify, but Bubba's coming down pit road, so let's bring Bubba up here real quick to the booth. Bubba, before you get to the driver announcement, big night for us tonight here on at CFM and on MaxspeedTV. The Ronnie Weedon Memorial Race we do every year. The man was a legend in dirt track racing, 500 career wins. We all strive to be great like that.
Yeah, we appreciate Rob for always, remembering Ronnie Weedon with his memorial every season, and we just hope to get out there tonight and put on a good show and have a race that everybody can respect his memory. Well,
we got a good field out there, and I don't see Rob, so Rob probably not going to be able to make it tonight. It doesn't look like, but got a good field. We got well, I wouldn't say a new driver, but we got a legendary driver out there tonight, the number 5 of Rick Sanchez.
Yeah, good to have him back for sure. Sure is. It really is.
So, well, Bubba, we're going to let you go so you get to your driver's announcements. These guys are gridding up. We will talk to you later, sir.
All right, buddy.
Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and talk to our pole setter, if I could get my ATVO to work right. And that is going to be, where is he at? He's down here in race room 3. Mr. Paul Servant. Paul, awesome job on the qualifying. Got the pole tonight, buddy. You know, everybody's gunning for Anthony tonight. What do you got to do to beat this guy?
Maybe not be behind him, pushing him.
It seems like everybody has been pushing him to the win here lately. I know you guys, you know, I don't want to say rivals, a friendly rivalry, I should say. You know, everybody's real respectful to everybody here. So, I mean, what do you got to do tonight? I haven't heard much about these cars tonight.
You know, just be in position to hopefully, you know, get yourself in position to maybe get a win, and you know, something happens, you're there, right? But I mean, it's hard to beat. You know, they're clicking as a team, and it's hard to compete against, you know, a team that's working great together. So, you know, we got to find our numbers too. So we'll see.
Well, hopefully you can get some of your teammates up there to get you some help tonight, buddy. Good luck, congratulations, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of the race.
Thank you, sir, and it's, Channel 3.
All right, got you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. At least he was good sport about it. Let me know what room he's in. But we are going to go ahead and get to our grid, MaxspeedTV grid, starting grid row number 1 outside or inside pole setter. That number 3 of Paul Servant. His outside is the 27 of Sean Stevens. Where is it? Row number 2, the 88 of John Guerrero on the inside. His outside, the 13 of Andy Brigante. Starting row 3, the number 5 of Rick Sanchez. His outside will be the number 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Starting row number 4, the 08 of Bob Fitzgerald. On his outside is the 38 of Doug Johnson. Starting row number 5, 78 of Chris Jordan. His outside will be the 8 of Dana Osborne. Starting row 6, 44 of Anthony English. To his outside, the 95 of James Mayer. Starting row number 7, the 62 of Les Levy. To his outside is the 153 of Jared Duda. Starting row 8, the number 6 of Bubba Whittingham. On his outside is the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Starting row number 9, the 85 of Adam Kilday. His outside is the 053 of Jim Duda. Starting row number 10 on the inside, 343 of Russ Hancock. To his outside, the 56 of Mike Edgerton. Starting row 11, the 69 of Dusty Burkhart. To his outside, the number 4 of Rick Seabrands. Starting row number 12 is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. To his outside is the 46 of David Overstreet. Starting row number 13 is the 04 of Mark Mann. To his outside is the 99 of Alex Giffen. Starting row number 14 is the 11 of Jason Kinsler. To his outside, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Row number 15, 45 of Michael Pratt. On the inside, to his outside is the 82 of Daniel Harrington. Row 16 is the 84 of Lynn McNeese. To his outside is the 61 of Ash Regner. Well, that's going to do it for the field. 33 drivers out here tonight. Pretty decent field for this Ronnie Weedon Memorial Race. Eric is out there throwing his pick already out there. But here we go, folks, coming into turn number 4 here at Talladega. Season 2, round 5. Of course, CFM Speedway Monkeys is presented by Buttkicker. And as always, Stephen Lane up here in the booth calling all the action for the Sunday night CFM Checker Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys, as they are coming to the Geico start zone. Green flag is in the hands of the flag man. Here it goes. Boogity, 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 folks. Racing, and we're already spinning. And have a caution right off the bat. Well, we're going to go back and take a look. It looked like that was with the 38 of Doug Johnson. Let's get on Mr. Doug here real quick and see what happened. But Doug, I'm having issues with Doug's car. Looked like Doug might have been blinking out there. And it's not letting me get down to it, guys. There we go. Doug was having some blinking problems, maybe some internet issues. And right there, just got hooked by the 8 of Dana Osborne as Doug is blinking out. Not sure what was going on with Doug. I am making sure we are live here. Well, I tried that, Eric, and it didn't work. But we are live. These guys are running to catch up with the pace car. As Sean and Paul Servant do make it back up to the pace car. It looked like he might have some internet issues. Now Dusty Burkhart does, as the 44 of Anthony English goes spinning. Hard on the brakes to keep from running into people. Maybe a little bit slick out there. Of course, these Gen 4 cars, they do not stop very well. Now, Dusty Burkhart does have a meatball flag. He is down on pit road. Alex Giffen is coming off. He has a black flag. But Dusty Burkhart is down on pit road, as is Doug Johnson. And it looks like the 85 of Adam Kilday as well. Not the start that these guys really wanted. The lights on the pace car are still on. As they make their way back to the start-finish line. Lights on the pace car should go out. They will line up side by side. Sean Stevens will be your leader. Paul Servant second. John Guerrero third. Andy Brigante fourth. Rick Sanchez in fifth. Jimmy Reynolds sixth. Dana Osborne seventh. Chris Jordan eighth. Les Levy ninth. And Jared Duda rounding out your top 10. Hello, Jeremy Medlock out there in chat. Jeremy, do you know if Joshua's going to maybe pop in the chat for a little bit tonight? I don't know. I hadn't talked to him today. I've been busy all day, so I hadn't had a chance to check on him. Looking at ATVO, looks like we got 3 drivers with black flags. That would be Bob Fitzgerald, James Mayer, and Alex Giffen. Adam Kilday looks to have used his fast repair as well as Dusty Burkhart and Doug Johnson. Doug is still down on pit road. Adam Kilday is coming off, as is Dusty Burkhart. Looking back up at the front here, though. Those lights on the pace car are out. Going to come around turn 4. We'll hit that tri-oval. The Geico restart zone. The green flag will come back out. Hopefully, for a good long green flag run, we'll see what happens. I hadn't heard about any problems with the cars. Of course, our track temperatures aren't that high. Well, they jumped up to 105. Well, here we go, entering the Geico restart zone once again. Green flag in the air. Green flag back out, folks. Here we go. On the loud pedal once again. Better start this time. Again, this is the Ronnie Weedon Annual Memorial Race. Sean Stevens does get out to a pretty good lead with John Guerrera behind him now. Got John Guerrera, Rick Sanchez, and the 153 of Jared Duda on that outside line. Now John Guerrera does get out there. He's going to drop it back down to the low line. Rick Sanchez on the outside with Jared Duda, Paul Servant. And then on the inside would be, you got John Guerrera, Sean Stevens. It looks like the 78 of Chris Jordan. 153 of Jared Duda drops down to the inside. Rick Sanchez. Now we're 3 wide up here, folks. Paul Servant goes to that third line outside Rick Sanchez. 17 to Jimmy Reynolds getting into the mix as well. Coming around turn number 2. Coming down the back stretch. Looking at these guys, a good run for that middle line right now with Rick Sanchez, Jimmy Reynolds, Dana Osborne, and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Paul Servant and the 78 of Chris Jordan on the outside. Dana Osborne goes out in front of Paul Servant. Going to be back 3 wide up towards the front here, as Jared Duda is down on that inside line. Let me get my driver bar back up here. Well, it looks like Jared Duda and Rick Sanchez has both led a lap, as Rick Sanchez is getting a good push from Jimmy and Hunter Reynolds both. But on that outside, Dana Osborne, Paul Servant, and that 79, that is it's supposed to be the 78. Nope, that's the 78. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Don't have a 79. Well, that's Les Levy in the middle. That's Jason Kinzer. Trying to see who that is. We're going to have to... Well, that's the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. There's the 49. Looking for Andy Brigante. Let's see if that is his. Yep, that's Andy Brigante. Supposed to be in the 13. But got him in, looks like the 79 of the Red Line Renegades. That was a good looking car. Very good looking car. But back up to the front, Jared Dudas. Oh, we are door banging. John Guerrero gets dropped down to the apron. They were trying to give him some room to get back up on the track, and he does. Finally, as we are back 3 wide up here at the front, Rick Sanchez dropping it down to that inside line. And that is loud. I do apologize about that. I turn that down just a little bit. Now we're back to side-by-side racing. Oh, good Lord. These guys are scattered all throughout the field. As we get to, oh, and we're wrecking Rick Sanchez almost up and over. Several cars involved. As we were on Stephen Luttrell, let's take a look here. That started right there. Maybe a bad push. That is Rick Sanchez. Let's get on a chase view. Might have been a bad push there by Sean Stevens. Ooh, Jared Duda coming down. Doran Rick Sanchez just hits him, and then Jimmy Reynolds just happened to follow Jared right down in the Sean Stevens. Well, that caused a big pile up. Several different cars involved here, folks. Of course, Rick Sanchez, Jimmy Reynolds, Sean Stevens. And of course, Rick, really nowhere for Rick to go. Or I should say Les, or Lynn, or Les Levy, nowhere for Les to go. And the 053 of Jim Duda involved as well. Looked like Andrew Schroeder up into the wall. Stephen Luttrell somehow got through. And then there is the 82 of Daniel Harrington. I believe that is the 343 of Russ Hancock going door to door. All right, what's going on? What are you being YouTube volume? I could turn my volume down just a little bit if I need to. A while ago they said it was too low. Well, that's going to put Hunter Reynolds up into that top spot. Paul Servant in second. Dana Osborne third. Cole Spaulding in fourth. Sean Stevens in fifth. John Guerrera back to sixth. Bubba Whittingham up to seventh. Andy Brigante in eighth. Jason Kinzer ninth. And Andrew Schroeder 10th. And looking back through the field, well, we're just going to call him Sunday Night. Anthony English, 4 wins on the season, back here in 19th. Looks like a little bit of Days of Thunder throwback there with the mellow yellow car. Well, let's see where he is. We're going to bring him up here just to mess with him. Mr. Anthony English, the English Machine, out there tonight, buddy. Man, you just kind of biding your time at the moment, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling.
we were looking at your car. Got that little Dick Trickle 44 Days of Thunder throwback paint scheme there, buddy.
Yes, I do.
looks pretty good.
Yeah, Les painted this up for me a couple months ago for the Gen 4 card. That's what I run it with now.
Looks sharp. So what's going on out there, man? Is it just guys being a little impatient early in the race, or?
I think that first wreck was a connection thing. I think somebody started to drop out, and it ended up causing a bunch of havoc or whatnot. This last one, I don't know what happened. I was so far back, I didn't see nothing but smoke.
Well, you got a lot of guys going to try to stop your, your win streak here, but you just gotta be patient, brother.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing tonight. I'm just chilling. I just wanted to put down a decent qual lap, have an okay pit stall, and probably just gonna ride around for a good chunk of this, and then get the last 15-20 laps, maybe go see what I can do.
All right. Well, good luck, buddy. We had to mess with you a little bit. We'll get you back down with your teammates, brother.
All right, thank you, bud.
We'll get him back down there. Well, we get back up here on the front. Hunter Reynolds going to be your leader. Almost like I'm too quiet. How's that? Is that? Of course, I do get a little bit loud. Not as loud as Joshua, but I do get a little bit loud. Now, I could probably go in here. Where's my sound settings? Well, let me know if that made that any better. If that made it any better, let me know. Nope, did not. Did it make it worse? Nope, just lower. Okay. Well, we're going to get this pushed back up here. Green flag back out, folks. Here we go once again on the loud pedal. Hunter Reynolds, your leader. Paul Servant in second on that outside line. That is the number 49 of Cole Spaulding. And the 88 of John Guerrera. That looks like the 79 of Andy Brigante, the 13 of Andy Brigante. And 85 of the Sprite car, or I believe that's 85, of Adam Kilday. Now here we go. We got a line coming up on that outside. That looked like the 39 of Stephen Luttrell, 36 of Stephen Luttrell. But John Guerrera going up to that high side. That is the 99 of Alex Giffen right behind him. Paul Servant pushing up a little bit. See these guys weaving back and forth. Ooh, we got another one blinking out back there. Not sure who that was. That is a 56 of Mike Edgerton. Mike scrapes the wall. That caused a big checkup with Chris Jordan. Alex Giffen looking at going 4 wide here at Talladega, folks. John Guerrero stuck right there as the 153 comes off of the wall. Let me get rid of that. We want to go to TV follow, get a bigger view as these guys are deciding not to take it 4 wide. Hey, I appreciate the input. If I'm too loud, I need to know so I can adjust my side. That is the 36 I just seen of Stephen Luttrell. Looking back up to the front, Hunter Reynolds on the inside with Dana Osborne, 27 of Sean Stevens, and the 6 of Bubba Winningham. Well, here comes the old 53 and the 153 of the Dudas. That would be Jim and Jared Duda on that outside line with the 99 of Alex Giffen, trying to make that third lane work. 3 of Paul Servant, the 48 of, I believe that is, or 49 there of Cole Spaulding. Jim Duda dropping it down to the bottom line. Jared Duda out on the outside with the 99 of Alex Giffen. Paul Servant in the middle with the 49 of Cole Spaulding and the 88 of John Guerrero. Well, here comes the 79. That is the 13 of Andy Brigante coming up in that midline as well. The old 53 of Jim Duda on the low line with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 8 of Dana Osborne. Sean Stevens, Bubba Winningham, and I believe that is the 69 of Dusty Burkhart running that Sprite machine. I think we got 2 Sprite machines out here, the 69 and the 85 of Adam Kilday. Where is Adam? No, he is in the Shinedown 85. Jim Duda, your current leader right now, as they are coming down the back straightaway into the tri-oval, or should be around turn 4. Yep, coming out of turn 4, going to come through the tri-oval here, come to the start-finish line. Going to say who's going to lead this lap. Jim Duda has led 2 laps. Is he going to get another one led? Yes, he is. That'll be 3 laps led by Jim Duda, as we are still 3 wide right here with Jared Duda and Alex Giffen on the outside. Here comes that 3 and the 49. Now, I told you that 49 car at Cole Spaulding. Cole has improved since joining OP and CFM. Me and Mark were talking about this the other night, that he is going to be a driver to watch. As we are coming through here to the tri-oval once again, Jim Duda still out front. Now Paul's trying to get a push there by Cole. Not going to have enough, as Jim Duda is going to take another lap. 13 and 79. Andy Brigante right now, he is sitting in 8th spot. John Black joining us out there in chat. John, how are you doing? Well, Paul finally got that push, but that low line looks like it's going to be the line to be on as far as carrying the momentum and the speed through the corner. But Jim Duda is going to be your leader. Is he going to get this lap, another lap led for 5 laps led? Ooh, that's going to be close. Did not give it to him. It did actually give it to Paul Servant. So Paul Servant did get a lap led just then. So there will be a bonus point. Okay. You talk about the car audio? It's probably because on the camera angle that I'm on. If that's what you were talking about, I was kind of on the TV follow, so we get a bigger picture of the field. Looking back here towards the back, Lynn McNeese, Rick Sanchez battling out there for that 20th spot. Rick does edge that out. Good to see Rick Sanchez out here with these guys. Racing it up and looking back through the field. 23rd right now, James Mayer. And Michael Pratt is back here in 29th. Now, Doug Johnson did make it back out on the track 2 laps down. As Mike Edgerton is back here in 27th. Adam Kilday in 26th. Michael Pratt in 25th. Rick Seabrands in 24th. Mark Mann 23rd. Just kind of going through really side-by-side racing now. Do have 3 wide action up here with Jared Duda. All right. John out there says, I'm reading you loud and clear. It's kind of hard to get the sound right during the practice time when you only got 1 or 2 or 3 cars running together. You get them all in a pack like this, it does get a little bit louder. So I try to adjust for that before the broadcast starts, but sometimes it doesn't always turn out that way. A lot of side-and-side movement going on with these cars. As a 26, you see Hunter Reynolds right on the bumper of that 053 of Jim Duda. Then you got Paul Servant, Cole Spalding in the middle with John Guerrera. Then the 153 of Jared Duda, and the 99 of that is Alex Giffen there on that 3rd lane. Okay. Well, like I said, I try to adjust it by looking at my OBS over here. Well, Jim Duda is going to get another lap led. We'll look on his. That is 7 laps led by Jim Duda. But I try to look at OBS on my output. As long as if I get into the yellow a little bit, I'm fine. What I don't want is to get up in the red on OBS, because then it's over distorting. but each camera angle is going to give you a different sound the way that they have this set up. Well, we've been out here 16 laps at 50% fuel. Not exactly sure how many laps that they're going to get on a tank of gas. So we're going to watch this closely here for these next few laps, as they are on a 17-lap stint. Well, that's the probably reason why I have my volume up a little bit more on my mic, so it doesn't drown me out. So that way y'all can hear me over the cars as they scream by on the camera view. As they are coming down the front straightaway. Here's the number 3 of Paul Servant, your leader. As they come around, you can hear the cars just... Now, these are the Gen 4 cars as we're wrecking back here. Oh, Alex Giffen into the wall. Able to save it, but he's dropping back fast. He's going to have a lot of damage on that car, I guarantee you, as he is dropping down to 160 miles an hour. That front end damage is going to be too much. As you can see, the damage done to that right front fender. Looking to see if he's got anything over there. He does not on that left side. But that's going to cause him problems. Looking back up to the front, Paul Servant still your leader. Hunter Reynolds to his outside, though, battling it out for that lead with John Guerrera and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds right there behind him. Paul Servant, Jim Duden, Dana Osborne, and Sean Stevens. Now, Sean's been running up the front pretty much all night. Joshua, good to see you, brother. Yes, it is. Glad that he did pop in. Glad to see him at least making a showing. But we all know you still got to recuperate, Josh, so. Well, lap 32 of 80, folks. We've been out here 20 laps. I could probably, let's see where Mark is. He is back here. Well, he's back here kind of by himself. We'll do an in-race report. We'll bring him up here real quick. Mark, Steve up in the booth, man. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just a little tired, man. Been working out in my yard. How's things going out there? I don't know if these cars are just a little slick on this track or guys are just having problems controlling them.
You know, they push up a little bit, and it's just a little bit of a different dynamic than the other vehicles that we typically race, but they feel pretty stable.
Well, what do you guys are looking at on fuel?
Probably about another 3 or 4 laps here. I think that we're going to have varying pit strategies. Some people have saved, some didn't. Probably the front row is going to have to go a lap sooner than the rest.
Okay, so probably about I'm guessing 50%.
Probably in 2.
Okay, so I'm guessing about 23 laps to a tank.
22, 23. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, appreciate you joining us out here, and of course, you know, special race. Rob Connors sponsored the Ronnie Weedon Memorial that we do every year. You know, it's a honor and a privilege for me to broadcast, and I know it's got to be the same for you guys racing.
Oh, absolutely. Special thanks to Rob Connors for sponsoring the race and a memorial.
Well, good luck, buddy. We're not going to keep you any longer. Just holler at me if anything changes, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
Later.
Nope. Mark Lynn goes into Driver Lounge 2. We'll get him there. Here they come, folks. We were talking about that. Here comes the green flag pit stops. We're looking, trying to get over here. Where is my stinking mouse at? Bubba Winningham down on pit road. Dana Osborne. That is the 053 of Jim Duda, Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, Andy Brigante. Looks like the 08. I got two 08s out here. Oh, no, that's 08 of Bob Fitzgerald, Les Levy, Jim Duda, Russ Hancock, Bubba Winningham, Jared Duda, Cole Spaulding, Mike Edgerton, Alex Giffen coming off of pit road, Doug Johnson coming off of pit road as well. Bob Fitzgerald, Cole Spaulding, and Mike Edgerton all with black flags. So obviously Stephen Luttrell with the black flag, Hunter Reynolds with the black flag. So obviously they got caught speeding coming onto pit road. Yeah, Joshua, that Mark, me and Mark got an agreement that as long as he is not racing 3 wide or, you know, around a big crowd of cars, I'll pull him up. He's our on-track reporter. Now here comes Mark Mann. Speaking of Mark Mann, James Mayer, Mark Mann, Anthony English, Rick Seabrands. Let me get over here. Where is... Oh, man, I hate my mouse. That is Michael Pratt, Cole Spaulding. Now, some of these guys are down serving a penalty. Hunter Reynolds does make it out the first one off of pit road. And Stephen Luttrell. In 27th. I had to get me some coffee. Wife brought me a cup of coffee. Anthony English going to be your leader coming off of pit road with Mark Mann, James Mayer, Rick Seabrands, Michael Pratt, Paul Servant. Now, Paul and them already up to speed. Well, we're going to go ahead and do a moment of silence at the start of lap 40, and then we will resume broadcast at the start of lap 42. Uh-oh, my iRacing. No, don't do it, iRacing. And it crashed. Well, hang tight, folks. Let me get this loaded back up. I will be right back.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then it can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, this all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah.
All right, folks, we're back. Apologize about that. Our racing decided to crash on me, so we'll go ahead and get to our moment of silence here in just a couple of laps, kind of get things caught up with where we're at. Paul Servant, your current leader, with Dana Osborne, Les Levy, Andrew Schroeder, Rick Sanchez, Andy Brigante, and Jimmy Reynolds. Jason Kinzer and Russ Hancock rounding out your top 10. So when they come around here, around turn 4, we will go ahead and do our moment of silence for Mr. Ronnie Weedon. Passed away unexpectedly. 500 career dirt track wins. Hall of Famer, Racing Hall of Famer for Iowa. So here we go, folks. Moment of silence for Mr. Ronnie Weedon.
Alex, we're 2 or 3 wide. I'm not sure.
Y'all stay 2. I'm going top.
Caution.
Checking.
We needed that, Doug.
Yeah, we did. Oh, my God.
Well, folks, that brought out a caution. Unfortunately, I had to go ahead and, y'all kind of seen, I had to shut my spotter and my chat off, or you guys would have heard what they were saying out on track. We got several cars with black flags. Russ Hancock, or a meatball flag, I should say. Russ Hancock with one, Jason Kinzer, Andrew Schroeder, Rick Sanchez, Stephen Luttrell with the meatball flag as well. Right now, Andy Brigante or Russ Hancock with the meatball flag. Let's take a look at Russ's car to see what kind of damage he's got. And now, there we go. Ooh, massive front end damage to Russ Hancock's car. We'll take a look at Andrew Schroeder as well. Jason Kinzer having to use a fast repair. I'm sure a lot of these guys will have to use that fast repair, as did Stephen Luttrell. Jason Kinzer's opting not to use his right now. Well, that's going to change the dynamics. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why. I mean, I usually have good internet. I've got fiber. Alex Giffen with the black flag. Yeah, it is a little bit freaky. Well, Joshua, if you're still out there, buddy, good to see you out in chat. Glad you popped in for a minute. And, you know, of course, everybody is still, you know, still praying for you, bud. Still wishing you the best. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Well, let's talk to our good buddy here. Where is he at? He is currently in 10th. It's down here in race room 2. We'll get him up here. Mr. Lynn McNeese, Steve up in the booth there, bud. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Hey, man. We kind of had I guess the internet fell on my part. Had to reload everything and get back into iRacing. We were going to do a moment of silence for Ronnie Weedon. I know we talked to Mark a while ago. You know, it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to broadcast this memorial race every season for Ronnie. A legend in dirt track, 500 career wins. I think that's something that even as iRacers, we all strive for.
Oh, definitely. That's, you know, you don't say that a lot, so that was very good of that guy.
Well, I mean, he is a multi-state racing Hall of Famer, or was inducted into a multi-state racing Hall of Fame. So, but let's talk a little bit about what's going on out here. We kind of, like I said, we was doing a moment of silence for Ronnie when the big crash happened. Didn't quite see what happened, but looked like you didn't get involved in it. But what's going on out there?
Oh, I got rear-ended a little bit on that last crash. I don't know what caused it, but they all piled up pretty good. And everybody's trying to check up. Somebody got behind me, got mine lifted up a little bit, but not enough damage to hurt it. We got it fixed. So hopefully we can just hang out here and try to hope the rest of this race gets a little cleaner so we can run some green flags.
Well, let's hope so. You guys are fixing to go back at it. You're coming down to the back stretch, but wanted to bring you up here for a minute and, wish you the best and see how you was doing, bud.
I appreciate you, sir, and look forward to watching your stream tomorrow.
All right, buddy. I think you were down there in race room 2, so we're going to get you back down there, bud.
All right, thanks, sir.
Well, there you have it, folks. Lynn McNeese coming in right now, currently in 7th spot. But look who's out front, the Jets fan. Their number 48 of Andrew Schroeder. We got the 343 of Russ Hancock to his outside. Adam Kilday in 3rd. John Guerrera having a good race here in 4th. Michael Pratt 5th. Jim Duda back to 6th. Andy Brigante 7th. Of course, Lynn McNeese, we just talked to him in 8th. Sean Stevens 9th. Bubba Winningham rounding out the top 10. The pace car will dive off down into the safety of pit road as we get closer to the tri-oval. We'll get to our restart cam. Lynn McNasty McNeese. Well, here we go, folks. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Lap 46 of 80. Going to be lap 47 at the line. Green flag back in the air, folks. Here we go. A Ronnie Weedon Memorial Race here at Talladega. Of course, I didn't have a chance to go back in and reload my camera angles, but I think it saved it as these guys are back out running again. Andrew Schroeder getting a good jump there. Got some help with the 85 of Adam Kilday, but on that outside, the 343 of Russ Hancock getting pushed by the 88 of John Guerrera, and I believe that is the 053 of Jim Duda, and Lynn McNeese jumping to that outside line, going to try to stay right behind Jim. Andy Brigante down on the inside, side-by-side racing here, folks, coming through the tri-oval back to the start-finish line. Andrew Schroeder's led 3 laps already. Going to get another lap led here, so that's going to be 4 laps led by Andrew Schroeder. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. We got 15 viewers, only 6 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button, folks. And if you're new to MaxspeedTV, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, I will tell you guys, we've got some things in the works for the other leagues. Of course, Saturday Night OP will start back here pretty soon. I know they're going to be doing some, they did a recruitment race Saturday and wasn't able to make it. Decided to have a date night with the wife. So we went out and ate dinner and at a new restaurant and ended up having to leave there as Lynn McNeese does go to the outside. Got the 17 and the 26 of the Reynolds boys with him. Now Hunter does drop it back down. Paul Cervanto is not giving up any room as he is trying to push that middle line, going 3 wide. As Hunter Reynolds does look at it, trying to take it 4 wide. Pushes Lynn up a little bit. We are 4 wide here, folks. 99 Giffen, 17 of Jimmy Reynolds and Hunter Reynolds. The Hunter somehow made it through that. Trying to get that. Where is Hunter? Oh, Hunter's a lap down. Trying to get his lap back the hard way. But Andrew Schroeder, your current leader right now, as they come into turn number 3. Got Adam killed a 45 of Michael Pratt. That is the 13 of Andy Brigante down on that inside. Russ Hancock, John Guerrera, Jim Duda, Cole Spaulding in that middle line. Then you got Hunter Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds. And it looks like Lynn McNeese out on that outside with Bubba Winningham. Now, congratulations to Bubba for winning or getting his first win the other night. So it's awesome. Awesome to hear that from Bubba, that he did get that win. Now Hunter Reynolds is getting pushed back up, back on the lead lap. Is he going to be able to get around these guys to stay out front? Again, that top line just does not have the momentum. They got the momentum coming out, but about mid-turn, they are losing momentum. Russ Hancock is going to get a lap led there. And we are 3 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost 6 rows deep. It's 6 rows deep, 3 wide. Let's get a wider view of this. As we are wrecking Jimmy Reynolds. Several cars involved, folks. Let me get back here. That happened up here. With Andrew Schroeder. We're going to take a look here and see what caused this. Hunter and Jimmy out on that outside middle line. Both of them coming down. Jimmy coming down right down into the 48 was not clear. Really nothing that Andrew could have done differently there. Is the 13 or 79 of Brigante gets underneath him. He goes for a ride. Dana Osborne involved. the 95 of James Mayer. We see 27 of Sean Stevens. Also the 3 of Paul Servant, the 99 of Alex Giffen. The 053 of Jim Duda, the 62 of Les Levy, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Cole Spalding, Michael Pratt able to make it through. Kind of going back through the field. James Mayer dropping down to that inside. Several cars dropping down to the apron in the grass. That is Anthony English. I'm looking through here to see if any other cars. And it's taking me back to the front there. Well, that's going to bring out our second caution, or I think it's actually our 4th caution of the night. We had the one right there at the beginning of the race. It looked like some internet connection issues. And we had one for the moment of silence, and now this one. So this our 3rd or 4th caution to the night. Well, right now we've had 1, 2, 3. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers that have used both of their fast repairs. Now, Daniel Harrington does have both of his. James Mayer has both of his. Anthony English has both of his, as well as Jared Duda, John Guerrera, Michael Pratt, Paul Servant, Rick Seabrands, Lynn McNeese, Chris Jordan, Jimmy Reynolds. We'll probably have to use one of his if he doesn't get, if he doesn't stay in his box, I should say. Well, these guys will be coming down pit road. Some of them will be. James Mayer. Let me get my driver bar up here. Anthony English, Russ Hancock, Adam Kilday, Jared Duda, Rick Sanchez, Paul Servant. That is Andy Brigante. Everybody is now coming back out of their pits. Chris Jordan, Jason Kinzer, Doug Johnson, Sean Stevens looked like he was down on pit road. Ash Regner coming off of pit road. Chris Jordan with a black flag. Not sure what happened. Probably speeding on pits. Right now, Bubba Winningham, your leader, or I should say, I guess it'll be Daniel Harrington. Well, Hunter Reynolds did get his lap back, so he is back on the lead lap. It looks like Cole Spalding is the first car a lap down. As the lights on the pace car are out, coming around turn number 3 and 4. The pace car will dive off down into pit road once again. Right? Eric's cracking me up. Well, here we go. Pace car has dived down to pit road. As these guys come past the pit entrance. The 56 of Mike Edgerton blinking out a little bit. Daniel Harrington will have control of the start. Green flag in the air once again on the loud pedal. Here we go. Green flag back out once again. Lap 55 of 80. Daniel Harrington, Bubba Wingham on the outside with Michael Pratt and the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. 82 of Daniel Harrington, the 88 of John Guerrero. That is the 8 of Dana Osborne. It looks like the 69 of Dusty Burkhart down in that Sprite machine right behind Dana. Dana going up to that outside line behind Stephen Luttrell, trying to get a little bit better run. Now 45 gets pushed up. Ooh, causes Stephen Luttrell to check up. That pushes Dusty Burkhart up to the top line with no help. Going to drop it back down in the line there, right behind the 45 of Michael Pratt, Bubba Winningham. Bubba going to lead his second lap. And we're wrecking again. Russ Hancock involved. I've seen that. Several cars involved now. Cole Spaulding, the 95 of James Mayer, the 44 of Anthony English, the 08 Bob Fitzgerald. Dusty Burkhart does have a meatball flag. He is going to tow back to the pits. Well, let's take a look here, folks, see if it will get us to what happened. Oh. That was right there. 69 of Dusty Burkhart getting spun around. Well, let's get on a chase view. Let's find Dusty Burkhart. We will see what happened here, what caused the spin out. Oh, seen smoke come out of his car. Russ Hancock was right there. I'm not sure if he missed a gear, if he blew his engine, or what happened, but Anthony English involved. Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez, did he make it through that? Unfortunately not. The 49 of Cole Spaulding up in the air. The 95 of James Mayer, Adam Kilday up and around as well. These guys are trying to shut it down. These cars do not stop very well, as the 8 of Bob Fitzgerald, see, had his brakes locked up, trying to miss all of that. Anthony English comes back up and gets hit again. Mark Mann involved. That is Jason Kinzer, Hunter Reynolds, Jim Duda. Jim with some massive damage to the back of that car. Well, these guys are back down pit road once again. Dusty Burkhart still with the meatball flag. He does have a fast repair. Well, Daniel Harrington is going to be your leader. Bubba Winningham in second. Michael Pratt third. John Guerrero fourth. Dana Osborne fifth. Paul Servant in sixth. Looking at Paul's car, it looks like he still has some damage, but maybe that's just the angle of the camera. Nope. Must be just the angle of my camera. Again, Daniel Harrington is going to be your leader to restart the race. Looking back through the field here. Our last season winner, Sean Stevens, back here in 15th. Jason Kinzer, 16th. Rick Sanchez in 17th. Alex Giffen in 18th. Adam Kilday, 19th. Anthony English back here in 20th. Russ Hancock, 21st. James Merritt in 22nd. Jim Duda down on pit road right now in 23rd. Mark Mann down on pit road as well in he was in 24th. Well, that's going to move him to 23rd. Cole Spalding in 25th. Still a lap down. Mike Edgerton out here in 25th. Now I'm showing Daniel Harrington a lap down. Dusty Burkhart 3 laps down. Looks like Andrew Schroeder has taken his car behind the wall, as well as Doug Johnson. All right, folks. Well, that's going to change the landscape. Bubba Whittingham first. John Guerrero second. Dana Osborne third. Paul Servant fourth. Jared Duda rounding at your top 5. Brigante, Hunter Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds, Michael Pratt, and Steven Luttrell rounding out your top 10. A 78 of Chris Jordan in 11th. McNeese in 12th. But ATVO is showing both of those guys in 11th. Go figure. iRacing crashes on me, and now ATVO is acting goofy. Well, lights on the pace car are out, folks. Lap 60 of 80. 21 to go. That'd be 20 to go at the line. As long as your BO control. Oh, good Lord, Eric. You're killing me, dude. A pace car does dive off down to the safety of pit road. I don't know what's going on. John Guerrero is not keeping up the pace. There he goes. Getting caught up to Bubba. Bubba Whittingham is your leader. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. Here we go, folks. Back on the loud pedal once again. Dana Osborne blinking out a little bit there. John Guerrero gets a pretty good jump there, but Bubba's got some help with that 8 machine of Dana Osborne. Bubba Whittingham, your leader, led 4 laps. Then you got John Guerrero and the 3 of Paul Servant on that outside with Andy Brigante. That is Hunter, Jimmy Reynolds, Mark Mann as well on that outside line. And I believe that is the 49 of Cole Spalding. Back on here on the front, Bubba Whittingham trying to get a 5th lap led, getting pushed by the 8. As we come to the start-finish line, is Bubba going to have enough? Yes, he is. That's going to be 5 laps led by Bubba. We are 19 to go, folks. Winding it down. Going to try to stay up here on the front if we can. If we have an accident or another caution, we'll get back to that and see what happened. But right now, Bubba Whittingham getting pushed by the 8 of Dana Osborne, 153 of Jared Duda right behind him. 88 of John Guerrero, 3 of Paul Servant. That actually is the 79 or 13 of Andy Brigante right behind Paul, and then the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Mark Mann in the 04 right there as well. Bubba's going to lead his 6th lap He's trying to make that car a couple of lanes wide. Some side drafting going on. Bubba down on that inside line with Dana Osborne. The 153 of Jared Duda. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter is back on the lead lap in 8th. John Guerrero right now battling with Bubba, trying to take over the lead. 18 to go. But Bubba's getting a good run off of that turn. Oh, the 8 car looked like he just blew his motor down to the inside wall. Single car. Unfortunately, that's going to leave Bubba with no help. John Guerrero is going to get around him. So John's going to lead his second lap, as Paul Servant does dive down to the inside. Now we're side by side for the lead. Paul Servant on the inside, John Guerrero on the outside. Andy Brigante dropping down behind Paul. But here comes the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds to the outside of the 88 of John Guerrero. Jimmy's out there by himself with no help. He is going to be losing spots. He does drop it back down behind the 49 of Cole Spaulding. But Paul Servant is going to be your leader right now. John Guerrero to the outside, side by side racing. 17 to go. Going to be 16 to go at the line. 17, 26, and the 5. That's Rick Sanchez out on that outside line. As these 3 guys do have the momentum on that outside. Ooh, there goes, look like the 153 of Jared Duda up to the outside line. As Jimmy Reynolds does drop it down to that low line. Mark Mann, great move by Mark to get down behind him. We're 3 wide for the lead right now. John Guerrero in the middle. That is Hunter Reynolds on the outside and the Jimmy Reynolds on the inside. Hunter, Sanchez, Duda on the outside. Hunter dropping it all the way down. Oh, Sanchez getting turned. 17 to Jimmy getting turned as well. Mark Mann involved. Looked like Paul Servant somehow made it through that. Let's take a look here, folks, to see what happened here. We're going to get on a chase cam. We're on Alex Giffen. I think it happened in front of him. Right there. Get up here. Look like maybe net code. But it was not. Rick Sanchez trying to come down with that 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Right there was not quite clear enough, and really nowhere for John to go. Collected John Guerrero, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, the 04 of Mark Mann, and somehow Paul Servant was able to make it through that. And, Alex Giffen getting lifted there by the 84 of Lynn McNeese. The big checkup, 13 of Andy Brigante involved, Bubba Winningham involved, 08 of Bob Fitzgerald trying to get checked up as well. Got into by the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. You see Daniel Harrington with the front end locked up, trying to get it checked up as the 62 of Les Levy makes it around that. I'm looking here to see. There is Anthony English making it through that mess. And Ash Regner somehow made it through as well. Yes, it did. It shifted everything. Well, folks, this is going to be the last pit stop these guys are going to make tonight. Now, they probably definitely had enough fuel to make it to the end of the race, as Dusty Burkhart does get the wave around, the lucky dog. So that's going to put Dusty back 1 lap down instead of 2. Right now, Hunter Reynolds, Jared Duda, Adam Kilday, Paul Servant, Michael Pratt, your top 5. Chris Jordan, John Guerrera, Jason Kinzer, Anthony English, Russ Hancock, and Lynn McNeese rounding out your top 10. Well, again, folks, this is the Ronnie Weedon Memorial Race, annual memorial race that we do every year. So special shout out to Rob Connors for sponsoring tonight's race. And again, you know, Ronnie Weedon is a legend in dirt track. You can kind of see on the photo all the different cars that he drove, from the late models to the modifieds to the super modifieds. Looks like a factory stock, maybe a pure stock, bomber class. So, you know, a legend in racing. Like I said, he is a Hall of Famer of 2 different states racing organizations. So, very honored and privileged to be able to call this race. And again, you know, special shout out to Rob Connors again for sponsoring this race every year, as we are 13 to go. 78 Camaro, yeah, I believe that was. We can look at it one more time here. That would be this one down in the bottom left-hand corner, it looks like. Middle left. I don't think that is a Camaro. The bottom left is definitely a Camaro. It's hard to tell. I'd have to look at it real close. Yeah, bottom left definitely was. Absolutely, Everett. And you know, he said he was going to wait till you know, 13 laps to go and then possibly make a move. So we'll see what happens. It could be a Trans Am. I'd have to look at it a little bit here in a little bit. Well, Dave-O had a little bit of iRacing issue. We were talking about doing a moment of silence for Ronnie. And, well, iRacing froze up on me and then kicked me out. So had to withdraw and get back in. And so far, so good. We are 12 to go right now. I think we've had 6 cautions so far for the whole night. Because since I had to restart, it deleted my caution count. So, but so far so good. I mean, we had some green flag pit stops. So, yeah, I know you hate not being here for this race, especially because it's, you know, it means a lot to everybody, especially the family that we do this. So. It really has been a good race overall as the pace car dives off down to the safety of pit road once again, hopefully for the last time. 26 up, Hunter Reynolds is your leader with Jared Duda on his outside. Green flag in the air. The flag man is waving it. Back Grayson here, folks. Green flag here at Talladega. Oh, Hunter Reynolds drops down to the apron. Not sure if he wasn't liking what he was seeing, but Jared Duda got a black flag. I'm not sure what happened there, if Jared jumped the start or what. Could have missed a gear. There's no telling, but that black flag is going to hurt Jared. Oh, no, it's not, because apparently it was something different. But Jared Duda is your leader. Paul Servant is right behind him. Jason Kinzer, Russ Hancock. Where is my mouse? In fourth, Lynn McNeese. Fifth, John Guerrero. Sixth, James Mayer. Seventh, Adam Kilday in eighth, and Anthony English in ninth. But Anthony does have help with Bubba Winningham, and I believe that is Andy Brigante as well. But now Anthony English is right there with Adam Kilday in that middle line with Jason Kinzer and the 84 of Lynn McNeese. And then on the outside, it looks like that's going to be the 88 of John Guerrero. And it looks like that is going to be the... Trying to see, that is the 95 of James Mayer. Well, Jason Kinzer does have the lead at the moment coming through the tri-oval. He is going to lead his first lap. The 153 of Jared Duda down on the inside with Paul Servant. And the 343 of Russ Hancock. 85 of Adam Kilday jumping up to the high side in front of John Guerrero, trying to get that outside line working. Like I said, that outside line to me just does not seem to have the momentum when they go into the corner. About mid-corner, they lose a lot of momentum. As Lynn is peeking his nose out there, trying to get a little bit of air to keep cool, but he is going to the outside. Going to try to get teamed up with that 85 of Adam Kilday. A couple of cars driving down to the apron. Adam is pushing Lynn up towards the front now. Jason Kinzer trying to make that car 3 lanes wide or 2 lanes wide. Now we are battling 3 wide, about 5 rows, 6 rows deep now, 7 rows deep. Lynn McNeese is on the outside with Adam Kilday. Inside you have Jason Kinzer. There's the 44 of Anthony English right behind him. Jared Duda down on the inside. Paul Servant right behind him. 343 of Russ Hancock on that inside line. Now we're getting a little bit more organized. Going to try to get all these cars together on the high side. They may be able to have something. Adam Kilday dropping it down close to Bubba. Outside line is getting the run on the straightaway as Hunter Reynolds is down on the apron. Looked like he had to go down to the pit road. That's going to put him a lap down. With 7 to go. Now that midline's got to get a little bit more organized. Lynn McNeese still on that outside line with the 85 of Adam Kilday, John Guerrero. That is the 95 of, looks like, James Mayer. The 99 of Alex Giffen. And the 82 of Daniel Harrington, all on that third lane. That second lane, you have Jason Kinzer, Anthony English, Bubba Winningham. It looks like that is the 45 of Michael Pratt, Jimmy Reynolds. The 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Here comes Mark Mann coming up behind him. Then you have Jared Duda, Paul Servant. Trying to see who else we have there. That is Russ Hancock. Looks like Andy Brigante maybe. Sean Stevens. Cole Spalding, all done on that inside line. 6 to go. Be 5 to go at the line. We're going to be wrecking. Jason Kinzer up into the wall with the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Oh, and then Lynn takes a hard hit, another hard hit. Big wreck here, folks. Let's take a look here at 5 to go. Started right there. We'll get a rewind here. happened right there with Jason Kinzer and the 84 of Lynn McNeese. If I can get my mouse to work. We're going to look right here on Anthony English. Lynn's kind of coming down but Lynn maintained his line as the 11 of Jason Kinzer comes up, gets right into the left front fender of Lynn, sends them both up towards the wall, tried to save it, was unable to, and then from there it was just pandemonium. So many cars involved. Cole Spaulding, the 27 you see going sideways down on the apron, that is Sean Stevens. Bubba Winningham involved as well as John Guerrera. Jimmy Reynolds, James Mayer, Andy Brigante comes up hard into Lynn, sends Lynn hard up into the wall, and then here comes Cole Spaulding just right into Lynn. Man, what a hard lick. Biscuits with gravy. A NASCAR pinball at Dega. That says it all right there. Well, your top five right now is Jared Duda, Paul Servant, Anthony English in third, Russ Hancock in fourth, Sean Stevens in fifth, Stephen Luttrell sixth, Rick Seabrands in seventh, Daniel Harrington, eighth? Alex Giffen in eighth. Daniel Harrington ninth. Mark Mann in 10th. Les Levy 11th. Kilday 12th. Regner 13th. I got two 12s again. I don't know what is going on with ATVL to do that, but Jimmy Reynolds, Pratt, McNeese, Guerrera, Mayer, Brigante, Winningham, and Duda rounding out your top 20. Bubba is still down on pit road. Unfortunately, Bubba has used both of his fast repairs. Bubba has led 6 laps tonight. He was having a good run, but unfortunately, that's probably going to put him out of it. Especially if he's got a lot of damage. We'll see. Here he comes back out. So must have been able to get a lot of it fixed, at least enough for him to finish the race, to keep from going a lap down. Mike Edgerton back here in 21st. Jason Kinzer still down on pit road. Jason has used both of his fast repairs. Dusty Burkhart in 23rd, a lap down. Cole Spaulding in 24th, a lap down. And Hunter Reynolds in 25th, a lap down. It looks like Rick Sanchez, Dana Osborne, Andrew Schroeder, and Doug Johnson has taken their cars behind the wall. So we are down to 25 drivers. This will be a GWC attempt number 1. I'm blaming that on Eric because he said it's been a good race overall. Yeah, you did, Eric. That's all your fault. Sitting here looking, keep getting messages, and A timeout box, Eric. You're in timeout. Go sit in the corner. Put the dunce hat on. Oh, well, guys, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. I know we've had quite a few people, Davo out there in chat, Eric W., of course, chatting it up with me, Everett Baker, Brandon Kaus out there, as well as Joshua Medlock coming in for a little bit. Good to see Josh come in and visit with us a minute. Let us know that he's still around as the lights on the pace car are out. Jeremy Medlock tuning in for a little while as well. Let's see. Trying to see. We'll have to go through it here just a minute as we are getting to restart here. Green flag in the flagman's hand as he's looking down the line to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. As soon as them lead cars get into the Geico restart zone, he will drop that green flag. Green flag back out, folks. Here we go. Green white checker number 1. Jared Duda, your leader. Paul Servant in second. Anthony English in third. Russ Hancock, or actually Russ in third now. Anthony English fourth. Anthony right on the bumper of Jared, trying to get out towards the front to win his 5th consecutive race. We are coming down the back stretch here. Coming into turns 3 and 4. Jared Duda on the inside. Paul Servant outside. We're back 3 wide. That is it's like the 99 of Alex Giffen to the outside with Mark Mann, I believe is who that is. I could be wrong. But nope, that is the 04 Wrangler car of Mark Mann on that outside line. Jared Duda on the inside with Anthony English. White flag in the air, folks. Here we go. Whatever happens now is going to happen. Coming down the back stretch, little door banging there. Anthony English trying to get pushed up towards the front to get his 5th consecutive win. And our racing is going to crash on me again. I hope not, but looks like it's going to, folks, and it did. Oh, hang on, folks. We'll try to get back. I doubt we'll be able to catch the end of the race, but give me a second. I will be right back.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. The return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then I can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, this all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Ha. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we don't want that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you're into taking L's in the...
All right, folks. Well, unfortunately, we did not catch the ending of the race, but I did get caught up with our top three. So our third place finisher tonight, if it'll let me get on him. Hang on just a second. We'll get this going here. If it will let me. So we are going to get with our third place finisher, Mr. Anthony English. Anthony, you know, your win streak came to an end tonight, buddy. Again, I do apologize to all of you drivers and all of our fans watching. Sometimes, well, you can't help when technical stuff happens. But
yeah, it happens, Steven. It definitely happens. But yeah, no, I'll take a third. I told you can't win them all, man. I mean, and I like always, like if I end up close to somebody's rear, like bottom or top line, you know, as a pusher, I'm gonna push the living hell out of them. So that's what I did with Jared. I mean, I pushed the bejesus out of him, you know, hoping maybe I could get him out to clear, but no, they were all pushing pretty hard there, so it was hard to clear. So yep, take a third. Good points tonight. Keep that points lead nice and big.
yeah, well, you know, these cars, I you know, during the cautions that we've seen, these cars do not stop on a dime. They are probably the longest car as far as stopping distance of any of them. So we've seen a couple of guys getting rear-ended due to checkups or the wrecks and trying to lock it down. Was you seeing some of the same stuff out there, or was it just me?
Yeah, well, you know, these old cars, they got old brakes, they got old rotors, they're smaller, the rubber's not as good. I mean,
got old drivers.
They just don't slow down like the newer cars that we run, like the truck and Xfinity and stuff. They just don't slow down as good. So, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of evasive maneuvers trying to go through them wrecks because you just knew the brakes weren't going to be able to get you stopped in time. So, like, a couple times I had to duck down in the grass to miss everything and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you kind of just got to do what you got to do to try to miss everybody. Hopefully you don't run somebody over and upset them and all that jazz. But yeah, it's tough. The brakes aren't the greatest.
Well, of course, tonight was the Ronnie Weedon Memorial, and I talked to a couple of the guys, Bubba and, you know, Les and Mark Mann. You know, Mark's been doing our on-track reporting for us during the green flags. You know, it's a special race that we do every year, memorial race for Ronnie Weedon. You know, he is a multi-state racing Hall of Famer. 500 career wins on dirt, which is an ungodly amount of wins. But it's also special to you drivers for coming out here putting on a good show for a memorial race like this.
Yeah, we wish, you know, his family and everything, you know, condolences and the best that we can. It's the least that we can do as iRacers and friends and stuff like that is to try to do a memorial race and, you know, just give him a little bit of promotion for the spotlight that, you know, he deserved to be since he won't be around anymore and stuff. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a great thing that Checkered Flag and them guys do for everybody that is here, a part of it, or even, you know, is just associated with it.
Well, like you said, Anthony, it's a good points night anyway. It's going to keep you up there towards the front or towards the top of the list, I'm sure. You know, of course, you know, Paul is going to be right there with you, though, coming in second. But awesome job, buddy. And again, do apologize about the technical difficulties. I know it happens, but we try to make the best of it. But for now, we're going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate your P3?
Big shout-out to you and MaxspeedTV. TV, everything you guys do. It's awesome having you guys on board. And we look forward to having you guys back on Saturdays when the new Saturday season starts back up, and you guys do great work. Shout out to Josh Medlock. Hopefully he's recovering. We're on the street as he's back in the hospital again. Nobody likes to hear that, so big shout out to him. Hopefully he starts on the road to recovery and getting better instead of ending up back in the hospital all the time. The teammates, Rick, Mark, and Jim, and my unassociated teammate Paul from last week. Big shout out to all them guys. We were running hard up front. Paul had a good shot to win that. Big shout out to Jared for winning the race. I pushed the hell out of him, so now people can leave me alone, maybe. And then all the family, friends, everybody watching, dad watching at home, beautiful girlfriend, Buttkicker, and all the people that do sponsor and do what they do to make this a reality. Thank you all.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. Good race, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good, boss. Thank you.
All right. We'll move him down there with those guys. That's going to bring us up to our come on, mouse, work for me. Our second place finisher tonight, Mr. Paul Servant. Paul, again, I'll tell you the same thing I told Anthony. I do apologize about the technical difficulties. For some reason, iRacing did not like me tonight. It crashed on me twice, and unfortunately, the last was right there at the end of the race, so I didn't get to catch the finish. But congratulations, buddy. You came in strong with the pole, but still finished second. I know it wasn't the best of nights out there for the race, but you guys persevered, and man, you came through with the P3. Let's talk about it.
Well, it's pretty rough race, man. Some unnecessary, I guess, moves people were making, not unnecessary blocking. Cram in the middle lane up when it's 3 wide. It's caused a lot of stuff. So unfortunately, I guess guys were too amped up for tonight's race, so too excited, I guess. But it caused a lot of wrecks, and just lucky to pull out a second place.
Well, it's going to be a good points night for you coming in second place. You were 40 behind Anthony. So that's going to, with him coming in P3, that's just going to close the gap. I don't think you'll have enough to bypass him, but it's definitely going to close the gap with him. Probably move you up into the P2 spot, after the admins get done with all their stuff to see if there's any penalties. But awesome job, buddy. And man, again, I hate that when stuff like this happens, especially with iRacing. I want to catch you guys' race as a broadcaster to make sure that I bring a good full show to everybody.
Oh, it happens. Technical difficulties. It happens in real life too. Sometimes you're watching a race and the cameras go black, and it happens.
Well, awesome job, man. And I know the start of the race wasn't what you guys wanted, but I think one of the drivers was having some internet issues too, and caused that early first caution. But I think overall we had 6 total cautions. So, like you said, I think guys were trying to push and trying to knock Anthony off of his pedestal.
I don't even think that was it. This race looked so much like an official race, which are all crap now. So it's just unnecessary stuff going on track, which I don't think there was much respect out there tonight.
I hate to hear that, because most time you guys are respectful racers with everybody and each other. So, but well, awesome job, Paul. Congratulations on your P2, buddy. Any final thoughts, shout out, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Thank you guys for coming on. CFM, my teammate Russ there that tried to get me a good finish there, and he finished 4th, so good for him too. He did the best he could to get me up there and keep me there. Congrats on Jared for his win. And Anthony for I guess we're unofficial teammates.
Yeah, good.
Congrats to him on his 3rd, and we'll get at it next week.
All right.
Buttkicker and all that.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations again, Paul. Go celebrate, buddy. We will see you next week, bud.
Thank you, sir.
We'll send him down there. That's going to bring us to our winner, Jerry. I do apologize for putting you straight into the broadcast booth earlier, but awesome win tonight, buddy. Newcomer to CFM, brought in by your dad, Jim. But man, awesome race for you, bud. Congratulations on the win.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, that was a really fun, exciting race. It's been a while since I've raced a Gen 4, let alone a Super Speedway. So it was definitely a lot of things happening all around me all race. So it was a good little night of racing.
Well, you know, of course, like I told the other guys, tonight's the Memorial Ronnie Weedon Memorial, and you know, it's a very special race that we do every year for a gentleman that is a two-time Racing Hall of Famer in actually 2 different states. I know we all strive to be the best racers that we can be, even myself when I'm not broadcasting. But to have 500 career wins is something I think I said it to another guy, that we all strive for. And, you know, you're getting your start here tonight with your first win with CFM. Awesome job, buddy. Well, let's talk a little bit about the race. How did it feel to you out there? What was going on with during the cautions? What kind of your strategy was?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, just for the Ronnie Weedon Memorial, it's always good to have memorial races for guys that make such a good impact on the racing community, and be able to win this one tonight is definitely an exciting night for me and for the guys as well back at the shop. But as for the race, I mean, the goal is just to keep track position. These things, they drafted weird. We were able to run 3x3 all night long. I don't like being trapped in the bottom, so I tend to try to stay up on the top. But then that happens to catch you up in some wrecks. I had damage a couple times here and there. I was able to get it fixed. I actually didn't have to use any fast repairs tonight, so keeping it clean for the most part, that goal was achieved. And then being there at the end, 10 to go, we were leading. Had enough fuel. That was another thing you had to make sure of. I was saving fuel every stop to make sure we had enough for even a couple green, white checkered, so we were all good there. And just be out front at the end is the goal. And that last restart on the green, white checkered, I'll kind of talk about that one. You know, Anthony behind me, he's won 4 in a row. So, you know, if I got him pushing me, that's a good sign. I tried to keep him boxed, and I didn't want him to jump out on me. So ended up working out, and he pushed me to a win, and we had a little bit of excitement coming across the line too. So that's always good.
Well, again, I do apologize. You know, iRacing crashed twice on me tonight, Jared, and unfortunately it crashed on me the last time after the white flag come out when you guys were coming down the back stretch almost into turns 3 and 4. And unfortunately, I didn't catch the end of the race. So to you and all the drivers out there, I do apologize for that. I you know, like I told Anthony and Paul as a broadcaster, I want to bring the best broadcast that I can for you guys and for our viewers out there. So I do apologize about that, bud.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, everything happens. Stuff happens like that in iRacing in the tech space. I love watching your broadcast. You do a great job, so I'll go back and watch it through tonight. And came across the white flag the same way we came across checkered flag, so nothing changed there.
All right. Well, at this time, Jared, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. And any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, no, thanks to the checkered flag guys, Bubba, Jimmy, Len, all those guys for putting on good league. As you know, I'm a newcomer. Definitely some good racing. A lot of cars is always good to see, and definitely a good group of guys to be racing with on Sunday night. So shout out to them. Shout out to you for the broadcasting. And then shout out to my team and helping out, building a great car. Spotter up in the stand, crew chief, my teammate in the 053. We were together for a while there to get in the race, so it's always good to work with him. And then shout out to manufacturer Ford.
All right, brother. We'll go celebrate. Congratulations. Good points night for you tonight with the win. And, well, you know, you did knock Anthony off of that pedestal, taking that 5th win away from him. But, hey, it's racing, dude. You never know what's going to happen.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, go celebrate. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, folks. Well, I'm hoping that the results that I show here are going to be our results for tonight. If anything changes, I will let you know. But right here is our unofficial results, pending any admin stuff, which they're going through the video right now. Jared Duda is your winner tonight in that 153 machine. Paul Servant coming in second. In third, Mr. Anthony English. Russ Hancock in fourth. Alex Giffen in fifth. The 27 to Sean Stevens in sixth. Stephen Luttrell in seventh. Mark Mann in eighth. Rick Seabrands in ninth. Les Levy rounding out your top 10. And 11th is the 82 of Daniel Harrington. The 17 of Jimmy Reynolds in 12th. 13th, the 84 of Lynn McNeese. In 14th was the 85 of Adam Kilday. 15th was the 95 of James Mayer. In 16th, the 61 of Ash Regner. In 17th, the 78 of Chris Jordan. In 18th, the 45 of Michael Pratt. And 19th is the 053 of Jim Duda. And 20th is the 6 of Bubba Winningham. Coming in 21st is Bob Fitzgerald. 22nd, Mike Edgerton. 23rd, Andy Brigante. 24th, Hunter Reynolds. 25th, Dusty Burkhart. 26th, Cole Spalding. 27th was John Guerrera. In 28th was Jason Kinzer. And actually, we could do this. Let me stop that and looking through here as I scroll down. 25th was Dusty Burkhart. 26th, Cole Spalding. 27th, John Guerrera. 28th, Jason Kinzer. 29th, Rick Sanchez. 30th, Dana Osborne. 31st, Andrew Schroeder. 32nd, Doug Johnson. And in 33rd, it was Mr. David Overstreet, who was out there in chat. So, again, congratulations to Jared Duda for the win tonight. Stopping Anthony English's English Machines run in victory lane. Well, folks, again, to all of our fans out there and for MaxspeedTV, do apologize for the technical difficulties we had tonight. Unfortunately, it happens. I hate that it happens because, like I said, I want to bring the best broadcast that we can provide to our fans, to the drivers, especially to the family of Ronnie Weedon on this special night for the Ronnie Weedon Memorial. Again, a special shout out to Rob Connors for sponsoring tonight's race. But I hope everybody enjoyed what we did do, what we did see, and also hope everybody had a great weekend. Starting next week, we will be back Sunday unless something happens and we have a special race throughout the week. But right now, we will be back next Sunday for the CFM Checker Flag Motorsport Speedway Monkeys. Let me see where we're at real quick. Next week we will be off for Easter Sunday, so we will not have a broadcast next week. But there's no telling, there may be a special race or something that we end up broadcasting. So we'll just have to wait and see. So hope everybody has a great week, a happy Easter. Hope everybody enjoyed tonight, what we did see again. I do apologize. And until next week, please, everybody stay safe. Have a great week. And we will see you soon.